In 2020, the black and brown talk is going to cause defeat. I don't care if you're a Republican and you're talking black and brown, mainly a Democrat talking black and brown. This will stifle black vote versus get out the vote. Welcome to the Bobby Brown Show on the go. Let's get into it. Standing on the top now. No, nothing can move you. Reverend Warnock went on a town hall debate and got asked some choice questions. There he is right there with Keisha bottoms up, bottom B, bottom. Who the Democratic Party told her, even though she wanted to run for mayor, don't let nobody fool you, she wanted to run for mayor again. The Democratic said, no. We handpicked somebody else. We're going to prime you for something else. In the meanwhile, we're going to get you on the TV show. The same thing they did with Simone Sanders. We don't want you being Kamala Harris press secretary, you loud mouth, big blab mouth, and it's not good in the political spectrum, but it may be good in the lamestream media spectrum. So she ended up getting a talk show. Wonder how long that's going to last. Keisha Bottom B, former mayor, is going to be on CNN or CNBC, one of them. See, this is what they do with our black women. They use them up and throw them to the side. And yet y'all still sitting up here trying to kiss these people behinds instead of protesting against them. You call men dogs because you figure a man used and abused my emotions and he took my body and abused my body and got over there, he took my heart and stumped on it. What do you think these people are doing in the political parties? Using you. Using black and brown, using female black, female island, Asian, Pacific, or whatever. They're using you to build a so-called big tent, so-called broad face of America, when most of the places in America don't look like this. Atlanta is majority black. And the next race there is whites. You got some Asians here and there and stuff like that, but mostly blacks and whites. Not that many Latinos, but mostly blacks and whites. Yet, we got these Atlanta, Georgia politicians talking about black and brown, talking about LGBTQ. And expect black people to get out there and vote for them in high numbers. When black people are saying, look, I get it. I mean, we black and brown, blah, blah, blah. My name Bobby Brown. Black and brown. LGBTQ. Asians, Asian, Malaysian Asians. I get it. You got to get that talk, but that talk don't work in certain regions. And when you got a race of people that just keep getting ignored over and over and over again, and getting all right, there we go. This is not going to fly in 2022. It's not going to fly in 2024. We've had it up to here. We love everybody, but it's time for us to get our just due. We're not going to play any games. We're not going to monkey around. You can talk all this talk, James Clyburn, all you politicians, but it ain't going to work. You are not controlling the narrative. We are. You're going to have to listen to us or your butt going to be out of power. For an example, Warnock, at a town hall event, had these words to say. By the way, in good faith, this work contains fair use of copyrighted and non-copyrighted images from the public domain and the web for non-commercial and non-profit educational purposes. This work is distributed free of charge. The author has neither monetized his work nor sought any profit from its distribution. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for the purpose such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. In other words, I'm not profiting. Boy, do I wish I could. This work contained original work of commentary and critical analysis. Quotations are attributed to the original authors and its sources. So, Reverend, the good Reverend, who took over Dr. Martin Luther King's church, who now wants to be a pastor. I mean, a political person, a political leader. Dude, didn't the Bible say choose this day whom you're going to serve? You can't serve two masters. You can't serve God and the federal government, bruh. Come on. This is a conflict. I don't even know why. Martin Luther King would have never ran for office and didn't feel need to run for office. Martin Luther King knew he could mobilize the people to get change done. He didn't believe that voting was the way to get done. He said voting helped, but he knew mobilizing the people was the best way to get things done. Well, let's listen to what he has to say.
My question is, it seems that we're always dealing with the symptoms of the problems instead of the bigger issues. And it seems that's one of the issues that could kind of fix all the issues is talking about reparations. And we don't talk about reparations enough in this country. And
shout out to my boy Nas Escobar 316. You can catch him on YouTube. And I mean, you can catch him on Facebook. And not Facebook, Twitter. He's a Twitter machine. And you want to keep your eye on this brother. This brother is on the ground getting the word out. He's a true reparationalist. And he's dog determined to call these politicians out. And here he is. The setup is a town hall meeting. You got a lot of old Negroes that stuck on this civil rights generation stuff that we got ours. Let's don't ruffle any feathers. The one that I always talk about, if we try to ask for this now, we're going to get white people upset. I don't give a crap. How come when we get ready to get something done, you figure white people gonna get upset, but when the Native Americans, white people didn't get upset. Japanese white people didn't get upset. Jewish, but when it comes to black people, all of a sudden you want to get upset. Well, you just got to get upset. You just got to get upset. But here he is talking to Warnock.
So that I checked, the House had gotten the HB 40 past committee, and as far as I can tell, that's where it stopped. And I know you're in the Senate, so I'm not sure what you can do about that. But I did just wonder what you could do to further that cause in America right now.
All right, now you got to read your audience. Look at who's in the front row in the majority. It looks like a mixed crowd. It looks like a mixed crowd. And now Warnock gonna have to talk politician talk. He's gonna escape around the black reparation issue. And I'm telling you, once they started stepping away from the subject at hand and the people at hand in the subject, you need to stop them in this track. Sir, I don't mean no disrespect. But I don't need you talking about anybody else but black people right now. Because this is a black issue. And you got to understand who got you in office. Black people. You have to remind these politicians, don't be afraid. Had a guy came up to me telling me, you know, I work for Mayor Adams. I don't give a crap whether you work for Mayor Adams or not. You don't get carte blanche with me. I don't even like the dude as a politician. I think he's a bougie, uppity black Republican posing as a doggone Democrat. But then again, I think he's posing as both. He's a central Democratic. He's an old school Republican Democrat. He's an old school Reagan Democrat. Law and order, Nixon, Joe Biden, black Democrat. Poised to make James Clyburn look bad. And here's Warnock getting a lean in to come up with some dumb asinine answer. The question again is reparations. That'll help a whole lot when it comes to the black community. Black, B-L-A-C-K, K-K-K-K, B-L-L-L, black. Black. Not black and brown, not black and gay, not black and Asian, not black, no, black. Bernie Mac, Michael Blackson, black. Midnight Blue, black.
There is a bill to study the issue of reparations.
He just mentioned, before Warnock talked, that he said, we know there's a bill. It's stuck. It's been stuck there for 30 years. James Clyburn talking about he created the bill. You didn't create the bill. John Conyers created the bill. And he created it as a tool to have black people hanging by the string to keep them shutting up. Oh, we're working on it. Oh, we're studying it. Oh, we're going to get it one day, but we need to study the ins and outs on how to distribute, blah, 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 blah. You don't need to study Jack. There's people who've been studying this thing for a long time. You got Sandra Darity. You got the great, awesome Claude Anderson, who already did the study, already got the document, already got the paperwork. He'd tell you exactly what you need to do to implement this. There's no need to study. You didn't study giving these Ukrainians money, our money, black people money, the money you owe us. You give black people reparation dollars to the Ukrainians, and a lot of those people are bigots, especially in the army. The Azov Battalion, an arm of the Ukrainian army. And you're going to get it. They don't want to let black people out of the country. They begging black people to fight and die for them. Probably end up being target practice. You got dummies like Malcolm Nance claiming that he's putting on the uniform because it is the right thing to do. No, you just a mark. You're just a dumb looking mark. Whatever little credibility you had, you lost it. Trying to appease the white people, making them think, yes, black people need to get out there and fight for races. Anyway, when these people start talking about this study thing, you need to stop them in their tracks. Oh, you mean the fraudulent bill? Oh, you mean the carrot dangling over a stick in front of livestock, horses? You mean that bill that y'all keep dangling in our face to keep us at bay? To think that there's some hope that you guys working on? You've been doing it for 30 years? You mean that one? Spare me with this study crap. It don't need to be studied. And if you haven't studied it this long, there's something wrong with you. If it take you 30 years to study for a test and you still fail the test, something is wrong. You've been in high school 30 years still trying to study to pass that test. Bro, if you, for 30 years, you've been trying to pass the bar, give it up, man. Go to the bar and get a drink. It's over. Go get your candy bar. It's over. That bar ain't working for you. So this bill, it's over with this bill. It's fraud. It don't work. It's just a tool to keep you under control. So you're going to have politicians say, I support this. I was one of the first 5 people on the list in support. That's no different from people saying they support Medicare for all, but don't even push it. Kamala Harris, Tulsi Gabbard, all these people support, but none of them push it. When you could do emergency use, you can do emergency in the pandemic. Joe Biden could have enacted push an act to give everybody Medicare in the time of crisis, which we were in. But he chose not to do it. Well, black people, we are in a crisis. It's an emergency crisis. And we don't need nobody studying. We need you to get to getting.
Here's what I'm for. Equity.
Negro, we ain't asked you what you for. And see, this is where you got to get. Are you running for what you want to do, or are you running for what the community needs you to do? Because I didn't ask you who you're for. Because you're for whatever the Democratic tell you for in order to continue to get Democratic support. Here's what I'm for. Bruh, I didn't ask you what you're for. Now let me bring something back up real quick. See if I can find it up here. Reverend Raphael Warnock, U.S. Senate. Donate before midnight tonight to keep Georgia blue and protect our Democratic Senate majority. A Democratic Senate majority that ain't doing jack, especially for black people. I'm no political insider or career politician. Well, you sure getting good at it with your talking points. I'm the son of a Georgia preacher who's committed my life to service. So why you got out of servicing as a preacher? With your support, I flipped Georgia's Senate seat blue. You didn't do it. The people did because they fear-mongered Trump. And right now you got Herschel Walker, of all people, or bumbling mouth. If you think my mouth was bumbling, that brother got a bumbling mouth. But he had a talent to run that football, though. At least he had something. But I need your urgent help today. I'm ready to restore moral leadership to our government. Really? You're ignoring a major moral issue in the United States. I'm here to fight for voting rights. You would rather fight for voting rights instead of fighting for reparations. I don't see reparations at all up here. I'm here to fight for voting rights. That's one of the main, another carrot dangle is this voting right issue. And I'm for voting rights, but that's not a priority when it comes to black people. I'm here to expand access to affordable health care. He's not here to give you Medicare for all. Expand access. In other words, I'm here to continue to push that Republican health care plan called Obamacare. That's giving millions to the insurance agency. But the GOP is already coming after me. GOP ain't thinking about you. You're easy win, man. You're easy win. Everybody, you're just a Democrat. This is one thing about some of these Republicans. They'll venture out and do their own thing. Screw the Republican majority. I'm going to do my own thing. No, you're right lock, stock, and barrel with the Democratic Party. They're coming after me. I can't do it alone. I need your help. Fight back now and keep Georgia blue in 2022 so Democrats can protect our Senate majority. So you want us to continue to protect your Senate majority when you won't do anything to protect us. You sound like Obama. Look here. Pookie, right? Look, I didn't do much in my first term. But if you elect me again, I have nothing to lose. I'll do what I can to make sure I'll build black better. Me and Joe will work together to build black better. And Negro ain't build nothing better. He built Wall Street even more better. Now I would give this brother some money. I ain't getting a Negro no money. No, donate once. See, you can't even get in to see his platform without donating. without donating. And I'm not donating jack. Act blue. That's Democrats. Let's see if I can pull up Warnock platform. All right, I don't see it, and I'm not paying the money to get in there to see what his platform is. Well, let's see if it'll pop up here. Here they go with that donation. All right, why I'm running. Healthcare, voting rights, economy. View all the issues. So let's take a look at the issue of this guy. Agriculture. Climate change. All buzzwords to get the progressives on his side when he's really centrist Democrat. Criminal justice reform. He ain't for no criminal justice for reform. Because if he was, he'll be in Biden's face all day, every day. Education, healthcare, infrastructure, reproduction rights. LGBTQ issues. LGBTQ. Here you got a black man from Atlanta. He sees majority of people black. Now, don't get me wrong. They got a community over there, LGBTQ. But majority of people are black. Majority of people in Georgia are not equally on the same level as whites. And he want to put LGBTQ plus on his platform. But let's see. Black. He might have a black agenda. Job and economy. National security defense, voting rights, veterans, immigration. Working across the aisle, doing whatever I can to work with Republicans. Where's the black? You know, nuts in Georgia, you went and voted this guy in, and black people all around the world was telling, oh, we got to get Warnock in. Oh, Stacey Abrams work harder. This Negro got nothing up here concerning you. He got everything concerning immigration, voting rights, national security defense, veteran military family, LGBTQ. He put LGBTQ over you. Abortion issues over you, black people. Priorities now. These are his priorities. Agriculture, climate change, criminal justice reform, which he ain't really pushing that. Education, healthcare, infrastructure, reproductive right, LGBTQ, jobs and economy. Let's see on the criminal justice reform, do he have ending qualified immunity? All right. Here we go. Bodies of his most vulnerable city incarcerate people of color. I'm telling you, these buzzwords are going to be the daggers into you. If you are running for office in a majority black area and you start talking that black and brown stuff instead of focusing on black, you will lose. You go look at the data. It is not brown that's getting you in the office, it's black. Which means majority of your talk, I'm not saying all of it, but majority of your talk need to be to address the black community and the needs of the black community, not what you believe the black community needs. Well, here's what I believe. Nigga, I ain't asked you what you believe. Warnock believes we need to responsibly fund the police while reimagining their relation. Here we go with that reimagining and funding. Yeah, he smiled with these pearly whites. And he taking care of everybody else but black. But let's get back to this video.
An opportunity. And I wake up every day fighting for that.
What he's fighting for?
And I do it in an opportunity. And I wake up every day. There is a bill to study the issue of reparations. Here's what I'm for. Equity and opportunity.
So he immediately went off. This brother talked about the bill to study. He going to say it again. I already mentioned it's a bill to study, and it's a whack bill, and it need to be trashed, and we need to just go ahead and focus on giving black people the money that you owe them, native blacks, descendants of chattel slavery in America. He's going to immediately switch off of that. Folks, these people are going to continue. That if you put them in the corner concerning reparation, the first thing they're going to do is H.R. 40. You got to nip that in the bud. Oh, you mean that fake bill? That bill that they dangle around us, hoping that it'll calm us down? Hoping that we'll believe that you're actually working on it and you're not? It's 30 years in the game and ain't moved nowhere. It's worse than Medicare for all. Oh, you talking about that? Man, you need to take it and wipe your butt with it, because that's all it's worth. We don't need you studying. The study has been done from all kind of economists. Go listen to them. Go take a look at it. You personally need to be you personally need to be getting with Claude Anderson and talking about pushing this. You personally. You run a black church in a majority black neighborhood, and there's black people that put you in power. And here you are talking about equality, fairness. We already been working on equality and fairness for the long time, and we've been getting the tail end of the worst end of this quality and fairness, and everything is being unfair for us, but fair for everybody else. Three Asians get knocked down, and y'all act like somebody going around murdering Asians in cold blood. But black people get knocked down and murdered every day, and you ain't saying nothing about it.
And I wake up every day fighting for that. And I do it in such a way that I think benefits all of us. But
there you go with this, all of us.
Look at the issue of health care, for example. If we can get...
Negro, he didn't ask you about health care. Reverend Smooth. He didn't ask you about health care. He didn't ask you about economic fairness. He asked you about reparation to close the wealth gap between blacks and whites. Stop going on these Democratic talking points. And guys, it's worth getting thrown out to call them out, especially if it's live. If it's live, then it's on the record. They can't go back and edit it. All due respect, sir. Most of the black people in this community voted for you not to take care of all these people's needs, but to take care of their needs. What are you doing about this? What are you doing about that? I understand what you believe and what you see or what you envision. It's not about you. We put you in office because it's about us, and we put you in office to take care of our needs, not yours. Play your cards right, you're going to have it set for life. You're going to get a check for life. You ain't got to ever work again. But if you play it wrong, we'll boot you out in the next election. You got in under a special election. You got in under a runoff. And right now, Herschel Walker is beating your behind. And we know that Negro ain't going to do nothing. But if we can convince him, we will. We're trying to convince you, and you're trying to convince us to stick with the everybody elseism, the all peopleism, the all lives matterism. And look, let me tell you something, folks. We are the world. We are the children. But understand this. This government has robbed black people, and it's time for them to pay. And if you worried about it coming out of your tax dollars, then you just got to worry about it. But unfortunately, you don't have to worry about it. Fortunately, you don't. Because it's not going to come out your pocket. It's going to come out the federal government pocket. They're making every excuses for not giving us what we deserve. Anytime the government go out and pass money, whether it's for vaccines, whether it's for Ukraine, whether it's for Iranians, whether it's for health care, well, it doesn't matter. Education, that's black people's money. And shame on anybody who's trying to make that a priority instead of making reparations a priority. And that goes from Jimmy Dore to Jimmy Snore to Zink Uger, anybody. Anybody in America that's trying to make health care, student debt loan, all that a priority, and not tell this government to pay what is owed to black people first. Then you're a derelict, and you're neglecting your duties. Take care of what you owe first. The Bible says, "Owe no man but to love them." Pay black people what you owe them, and then you can move forward with these other issues. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. We're gonna break this down.
Medicaid expanded. It would help all of us if we could get Medicaid expanded, if we could get a fix.
He said Medicaid expanded, saying fix. Somebody in the background said Medicare for all, and this brother ain't saying nothing. All due respect, sir, I ain't here to talk about Medicare. I asked you a question about closing the wealth gap between black and whites. Expanding Medicare ain't closing the wealth gap. You can give free Medicare to everybody. It still don't close the wealth gap. They still keep us on an uneven plane. Well, you ain't got to pay no doctor bill. Yeah, but we still got other bills we have to pay. We're behind. We literally been robbed at government gunpoint and had everything that we amassed taken away from us, including our families.
But it would have a disproportionate impact on communities of color because the disparities are so great.
Here we go. It'll have a disproportionate on communities of color. Negro, I ain't asked you about community of colors. I was talking about black. Black. And you gotta paint it black. I'm talking about black. Look at that curtain behind you, Warnock. I'm talking about black people. And I know some of these white people in the audience is gonna be irritated by that, but oh well, sir. All due respect. This government owes us, and you know it. And your only fear is you're afraid we're going to take it out of your tax dollars. Oh, that's not fair, though, to other people. Other people who? Other people ain't go through what we went through.
Invest in jobs, when we invest in infrastructure, when we invest in a whole range of these things, when we deal with the expanded child tax credit, which helps 97% of families with children.
Negro, I ain't asked you about 97% of families with children.
Gap,
see, guys, you got to really get at these politicians when they start talking that junk. When I started talking to the ALC, she was trying to get out of there so fast. I was like, look, we done studied enough, girl. We don't need to study no more. I support John. John, shut up. I don't want to hear that. Don't for you to tell me that you support HR 20 is you playing with my ignorance. You're saying I'm stupid. That I don't know what you're doing. Girl, I know what you're doing. Bro, I know what you're doing. You're siding with the Democrats to help dangle a carrot over our head for the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years. We ain't eating carrots no more. We care less about carrots. So you can dangle HR 20. We'll tell you take your HR 20 and wipe your butt with it. We ready to take that bill and slap you politically with it. Out of your seat. That goes for you, James Clyburn. That goes for you, Kamala Harris. That goes for any black person in Congress, in the House of Representatives or the Senate. It doesn't matter. Don't come to us talking black and brown. Don't come to us talking about communities of color. Don't come out. We focus on one thing. Black first. Reparations. Closing the wealth gap. Cash payment. Yes. Cash payment due. Money in the bank. Don't worry about what I'm going to do with it. 9 times out of 10 is going to go back in the economy and enrich this country even more, country even more. 9 times out of 10 is going to help boost the housing industry because black people are now buying houses. We've learned how to be minimalists. We don't have to go out here and buy big houses. We don't have to go out and spend $200,000-$300,000 for a house when you can get a modular home or a prefab home or a container home or a tiny home for less than $100,000. We know how to make our money work. All they're going to do is go out there and smoking on weed and get gold teeth. You mean like some white people do? Get out of here. Guys, you got to stop these politicians when they start talking this trash. This is trash talk. This man is playing with your intelligence. He's trying to draw you he's trying to draw you away from the black community to the Democratic community. That we got to take care of everybody. 97% of mothers. I ain't asked you nothing about no mothers. Except black mothers. I didn't ask you about 90% of Jack. I don't want to care about most America right now, because most America ain't going through what we're going through. We got too many people coming into this country with money, getting carte blanche and buying homes, buying businesses, buying property. You can't go nowhere in New York now when all the smoke shops are owned by the Arabs. All the even the doggone new weed shops that's popping up are being owned by Arabs, not black. You can't go to a cleaner without an Asian running the cleaners. No black people running cleaners in the black neighborhoods. You can't go to a corner store unless it's a Latino or another Arab running the corner store. You can't even get a food truck or food stand or fruit stand without it being some, even the Africans are starting to lose their momentum in buying these businesses when they come to this country. And here, black Americans, native black Americans, can't get jack because of politicians like this playing games with us.
It will be a great help to communities of color and other marginalized people.
My question is, it seems that we're always dealing with the symptom.
Community colors. Community of colors. You got to stop these people in the track. Let them say this one more time.
Of the problems instead of the bigger issues. And it seems that's one of the issues that could kind of fix all the issues is talking about reparations. And we don't talk about reparations enough in this country. And the last that I checked, the House had gotten the HB 40 past committee. And as far as I can tell, that's where it stopped. And I know you're...
All right, now I'm done with them. Now I got another video on Warnock. And let me go to that video and play that one.
And when you talk about dealing with student debt.
So this is the part 2 to that. So he went from income disparities for all people, healthcare, and women with kids. Don't get me wrong, all those things are important. But it shouldn't be a priority for you, bro. Not for you. Majority of your constituents are black, and you need to be doing black first issues. When an Asian get in office, represented by his community, his first job is to take care of his Asian community. And most don't will. Same thing with Latinos. There's no black and brown coalition. You have the black caucus and you got a Hispanic caucus. And I don't even know why we call it a black caucus. Hispanic don't call it a brown caucus. And here, Warnock.
There's a vast difference between the net worth of people of color, average black American, and their white counterparts.
Stop, brother. See, this is the stuff that makes somebody be tempted to do a George Bush or a shoe at you. Spit, because black people don't want to be lumped in a bunch. We're not colored people. Everybody in the world are colored people. White people are colored people. Stop trying to fall for this white supremacy narrative, separating them from everybody else. Because you're trying to put it in our thinking that anybody that's not white are people of color. No. You're separating them. You're aiding them in their goal of separatism, that they're outside of that spectrum. Now, we're not people of color. So we're not part of income disparity. We're not part of the weak. We're the strong. You playing right in their hand, brother. No, there's no such thing as people of color. Either you gonna say people of color, which include white, some white women and all that, because when it comes to that, when it comes to these bills, white women are in there as people of color or marginalized. White men may not, but white women are. When at the end of the day, everybody has a color skin, which means everybody are people of color. And you got to correct them and say, sir, stop saying that. Everybody, white people are people of color. They sold us that lie. You keep preaching it. Stop preaching that, pastor. You don't supposed to be preaching that. We're black. And the only reason we say we're black because we don't know where we came from. So we can't say I'm Nigerian. We can't say I'm from Tanzania. We can't say I'm from the Philippines. I'm Filipino. See, most of these people don't identify with a color. They identify with region. And all we got is black American.
Parts. A lot of us had to take on, I mean, a lot of folk do, but if we were able to get rid of the first $50,000 of student debt, that'll help black families, brown families, white.
Here we go with that Kamala talk. He didn't even stop. He said we can get $50,000 of student don't let. That's more important than you and your reparations. That's more important about helping black people close the wealth gap. If we give people $50,000, that's going to help not just black but white. Here we go with that same old talk. So you're admitting that even with student don't let, it's not going to close the black, wealth gap because it's still putting us on an uneven field. We just all knocked out one bill, but we still in an uneven field. And these people clapping. It's like this. I mean, you know, I call Republican, I call blue MAGA, red MAGA, all that. I call those cults. But you can see the symptoms of a cult. They talk the same. They have the same language. And they're trying to convert you over into their language so they can get support from you. And the more people support the cult, the bigger the cult can get and grow and get stronger. And here we got a pastor that is slowly becoming a Democratic cult leader. Just like those pastors on the right that slowly become, some of them fast, Republican cult leaders. Or Trump cult leaders. Or Biden cult leaders.
Families, a whole lot of families.
You ain't ask you about no other family.
And that's what I'm committed to fighting for. And
this Negro say he's committed for fighting for that. I'm committed to fight for $50,000 for everybody. Screw you and your reparations right now. And then got the nerve to smile, and black people sitting up here clapping. I just feel like slapping, especially this big old, you know, Keith Lee looking brother. I feel like smacking instead of basking in his glory. I feel like smacking the glory.
I think that's a solution. And I think that will take us a long way in getting to where we need to be.
I think that's a solution. I think that'll take us who is us, bruh?
Thank you.
Thank you. Sister. I'm going to say this, I'm going to go. Folks, let me take my glasses off. I got nothing else to look at. We must gird ourselves. We must put on what Pastor called a full armor. A black one at that. And we must stand up against these politicians that's going to talk this talk, especially black ones. And the black people around them telling, yeah, that's right, Help everybody else out. Help everybody keep getting ahead. We all right, we fine. You fool. You might have a fine body, girl, but you still a fool. You're a fool. This man sit here and spit in your face. You talking about reparation. He done took you all easily got off the subject and started focusing on policies that's going to lift up all people, which still put us at the bottom. All people be lifted up, but all people still won't be on the same level. This country must pay what is owed to black people. Anything that the country do concerning cash or investments or deals, they're doing it with black, native black Americans, foundational black, American descendants of slaves, doing it with our money. Not only are they taking our tax dollars that we give the government that's supposed to go to serve the needs of the public, you're taking what this government owed. Because right now, the number one need that need to be served is fixing the wrong right when it comes to the native blacks in this country. Pay that reparations in full. Shut up with the study stuff. Study black and brown, marginal communities, healthcare. No, bruh. Don't come at me with that. You're spitting in my face now. I didn't ask you about all that. You do that after. I'm all for you. I root you on. I may even donate. But you do that after you accomplish this goal. Don't come talking about no marginal and what I think and what I believe and why I got into this. It ain't about why you got into this. It's why we put you in office. You're supposed to be carrying our agenda. You come from a majority black district, bruh. A lot of them are sucked into this Democrat versus Republican crap anyway, instead of detaching themselves from parties and saying, I'm black first. We need to take care of the needs of the black community first, just like the Asians take care of their needs and the Hispanic take care of their needs first. And then after we take care of needs, then we come for the collective. But these people are going out there fighting for their community. They're not fighting for allness. They're fighting for their community first, allness second. They fight for money to come into the community, and on the second. And I'm here to tell you, whenever you're confronted with somebody knock on your door with a flyer and want to talk this crap, you need to talk about how this is a black community. We got this man in office. We got this man in office to do something for us. This man ain't did nothing. And he want a second term? Are you freaking kidding me? How about you go tell him this is our agenda? See this? Take this back to him and say, run on this. I don't care. And I know we got some people on YouTube say, hey, he can't run on this. No, if you're in a majority black district, you need to run on it. Now, if you don't have a majority black district, that's different. But if 87 to 90% black are putting you in the office and getting you over a hump and giving you the win, then you need to be pushing what they gave you to push. You don't push what the Democratic Party gave you to push. You don't push their platform. That's why Bernie Sanders didn't work out right. Because Bernie Sanders ignored the questions concerning reparation. He didn't want to put it on his platform because he's afraid it's going to cause division. That's another long-term storytelling, WWE storytelling lie that got you in a position that you're afraid to make a move. You got to stop falling for it. I'm not falling for it. Don't come to me talking about that black and brown. When I'm going to show you, it wasn't black and brown that got you in the office, girl. It was black. I don't care whether you're white, Latino, or whatever. It was us who got you in office. And we put you in office to push this agenda, not yours or what you think or what you believe. None of that. you get off the mission, then we're going to have to get you off the field for good. We put you on a mission. And if you don't complete that mission, you can pack your bags, go back home, because you just got a dishonorable discharge.